Okay, hello, greetings and welcome. All right, so let's work a bit on grounding. Now, the idea of synchronicity between the three bodies to generate grounding is about the mental astral matrix. So we have grounding in relation to awareness of the physical body and being functional in the physical. So if a person has a strong focus to achieve something, let's say they're developing a skill, they're working on a computer, they have a task that they're doing, their mind is focused through the task and it synchronizes their feelings and their body. So the mental and astral matrix bite and the three bodies synchronize to perform an action, and they become grounded in the concentration and activity of that action. So it's about the mental astral matrix allowing a person to focus. If a person has ADD or they're unable to concentrate, it's usually because the mental matrix is unstable, that their mind floats because the mental matrix increases intensity, decreases intensity, and they're focused and then they're not focused, and they're daydreaming and they're focused again. So they become ungrounded. So it's an aspect of the mental and astral matrix which determines grounding. Now, if you've just done some Qigong exercises and your energy's quite open, or you've just done some meditation and your mind's floating a bit and you want to re-ground yourself, you have to have some type of mechanism to increase the energy in your mental astral matrix to reground. So by squeezing the fists and squeezing the bones and putting pressure on the bones throughout your body, whether it's through a fascia stretch or a muscle contraction, the energy of your body will pull in. As it pulls in, it'll activate the mental astral matrix and stick you to the body. The magnetism in the mental astral matrix increases and you'll feel instantly more grounded. Any activity where the mind has to concentrate on the balance will increase grounding. Eating heavy foods increases a type of grounding, pulls you back into the body. Something like potato, very, very grounding, the root vegetables, they just sort of pull you in and get you grounded. A simple method is just to grab a pinch of skin, give yourself a little bit of pain, anywhere from a few seconds up to 2 minutes, and it'll pull the mind in and ground you. It'll bring you back into the body. So these are all just very simple grounding approaches. If you've just finished up Qigong, you've got this feeling of vital energy, you put it in your center of gravity, you place both palms on your belly, and then you center all the energy in your center of gravity. Then you relax it in the Wuji, into the Akasha. You release time, you release space, you go into the quietude, and you pull all that energy into your etheric body and store it there. Of course, you'd never leave energy in the physical body or in the vital astral body because it'll make you irritable, emotional, as the energy tries to escape. You become ungrounded from it. So your fundamentals of grounding is regulating the mental astral matrix. Fundamentals of synchronizing the three bodies into an activity is an aspect of grounding where you focus on an activity, feel the activity, act upon the activity, and become synchronized within the activity. Now, how does it apply to higher meditation? You vital breathe into a large space and your mental matrix becomes charged and grounded in a larger space. So if you're getting any problems in your meditation where your mind drifts once you enter into a meditative state, practice vital breathing into larger spaces and your mind will become more grounded in those more expanded states. When we work with Akasha, we start working with a type of grounding within Akasha. So we normally talk about the mental astral matrices as kind of like separators and binders between the mind, the astral ego body, and the physical body. When we start working with timeless, spaceless qualities of Akasha, then we're starting to work with the etheric matrix. This is what binds the mind into our Akashic blueprint and binds the mind into Akasha when you pay attention to it, so that you're actually able to generate stability. You'll find that after about 100 hours of any meditation exercise, you'll usually find yourself quite grounded within the meditation. So the matrices or the soap bubble above and below that particular mind state have generated enough energy to keep you there. So with Akasha work, you end up with building this Akashic matrix that allows you to become stable within Akasha. When you're working within light, you have the matrix between your light body, Akasha, mind, there's a type of matrix there. Every layer of the light bodies, when you pay attention to it, you're basically encapsulating your mind and yourself in that light body, which means you're building a matrix above and below that particular mind state in order for you to maintain it. And that's what makes you feel stable. So there's two qualities to higher meditation that become really important. The first quality is the amount of stillness you accumulate from the akasha, and the second quality is the way you build the matrices around that mind state in order to maintain that mind state. So in your higher light bodies, you have the layers above and below each light body, which has a matrix. And when you focus on the light body, those matrices build, and as they build, you become stable within concentrating on that level of energy. And this works on all the energy layers from top to bottom. Your stability in your meditation is dependent on the matrices, which give you a type of soap bubble effect within that mind state. So being sensitive to this allows you to build those matrices very quickly and become stable within any mind state. So rather than focusing on a particular feeling of light and holding your concentration on it, accumulating akasha to become still, and then the soap bubble, the matrices around it start to develop and build, become sensitive to what those matrices are, and you magnetize them and stabilize your mind within that mind state. So you can instantly concentrate on any meditative principle, on any frequency of light, by recognizing the laws which contain the mind within that frequency. So you're essentially grounding yourself within that energetic space. This same principle applies all the way up to Nibbana. Every layer of non-dual light working up to the highest is dependent upon these fundamental principles. We go through the stage of recognizing the light body that we're interacting through, the field that it's vibrating on, the living mind substance of that layer, because everything in the universe is composed of mind, and then the emptiness underlying it, and that's what gives us a door to moving on to the next level. And we work up that vibrational scale. Now, if you're working on Tai Chi, which a lot of people on this channel are, Tai Chi requires you to ground yourself within the physical mechanics as a beginner, within the way the fascia stretches to produce life force as you progress. And as you slow everything down to Tai Chi speed, you ground yourself in the astral energy within the Chi. So a person puts a force on your body and you want to ground yourself, a beginner is going to put their foot down and drop it to the ground. An intermediate person is going to send it into the facial web and tune that to the feeling of life force. Someone who's a bit more advanced is going to tune it into the feeling of astral energy. So they're going to create a sea of astral chi around the space of them and their partner and ground themselves and all forces into that energy and use that for grounding out any incoming forces. Now, the reason why Tai Chi and Qigong work so well for meditators is this aspect of grounding into energy allows you to grasp the principles how to ground your mind into a meditative mind state. It's the same as neutralizing external force as to neutralizing your own mind within energy. It's fundamentally the same thing. So people who practice Qigong and meditation with Qigong and Tai Chi with training partners and are neutralizing forces through internal energy models, they're going to be more stable in meditation more quickly because they learn how to ground their mind under stress within an energy framework, within an energy field. So this automatically gives you a really big head start for your meditation work because you pay attention to a particular frequency of light or energy, and then you can ground your mind into it in the same way you neutralize an incoming force. When someone puts a pressure on you, what do? Sung, you relax, release it into the field of energy or level that you're working on. If your mind is paying attention to a particular type of light, what do? You relax and neutralize your mind into that field of light and take ownership of it. So the way you manage external forces is the way you manage your own mind in meditation and master various levels of meditation. So these grounding principles of the matrices and learning how to create relaxation to neutralize stress, to neutralize distractions and so forth, are the same all the way up the vibrational scale, whether you're working with dual energies, vital, astral, mental, or you're working with akasha and working with the non-dual light levels, or what they call the jhanas in Buddhism. And these mind states, the principles of grounding are the same all the way up the vibrational scale. Other forms of grounding that you'll encounter is grounding yourself in areas of very high levels of energy. So if, let's say, you're in nature and you encounter a vortex, when you stand in the vortex and start doing a qigong, you're going to find that some vortexes will have a frequency of energy which is stronger than your mental astral matrix, and you're going to feel like you're floating. It'll be difficult to ground yourself. So this forces you into a state where you're having to pay more attention, apply more will, and you apply sung to the energy that's ungrounding you to ground yourself in that frequency. So you're generating a type of immunity. In different spiritual environments, in different meditation schools, in different temples, you're going to come across this phenomenon a lot, where the energy of the environment neutralizes your mental astral matrix, or not so much your astral, but softens your astral, neutralizes your mental. And you have to reground yourself. You have to pay attention to what the energy is and become stronger than what's affecting your body. If you were to encounter any stress that affects your mind, and if you become immune to it by paying more attention, more focus, and grounding yourself under that stress. So you get a type of stress adaptation to hold your focus and concentration. This will also come into very, very strong emotional environments. If your life is threatened, you may lose grounding, you panic. And how to remain mindful and concentrate yourself, it's a skill. You have to get exposed to stress to develop that skill. How you do that is something you just got to think out. If you're involved in any form of academia and you're a teacher, and the first time you stand in front of a big class of people, there's going to be stress. And then after you've adapted to teaching in front of large groups of people, your mind is neutralizing that stress, so you're grounding yourself in that type of environment. Your emotional state gets used to it, your mental astral matrix get used to it, you become synchronized in your ability to teach. So we're developing grounding under all different types of environments all the time through the stress adaptation, through exposure. Whatever the stress is, there's going to be a slightly different way of adapting to the stress, and that's something you have to figure out. Okay, so I hope this helps answer these questions on grounding principles and how to ground yourself in meditation. I'll go into a little bit more detail on this on the Vimeo channel, and how we use the Kabbalistic frequencies that regulate matrices to increase and decrease the magnetic fluid in each matrix. When you're, especially the letter N in Kabbalah, when you're utilizing this to increase the astral matrix, it's different to the mental, and it's different within the Akashic layers of the light bodies. And so we'll cover that theory there, because that goes a lot deeper on the Hermetics channel on Vimeo. Okay, thanks for your time, and see you on the next video.